The new school year is looming and parents need to be organised to get things off to a good start. Now this morning our creative parenting expert Nikki Bush gives us some tips on how to be prepared. It is a rather crazy season. Welcome Nikki, how are you?
Thanks Ewan. It is because everything's new at the beginning of a year. We're getting used to new timetables, new routines. We've got to get the stationery ready for our kids. We've got to get the school uniforms labelled and we have bought and hems put up and all that. There's lots to do.
Lots to do indeed, but luckily for us parents, you've got an ebook out there called Back to School Sanity Savers.
That's right.
And that's exactly what this book does. You know, it saves our sanity when it comes to the back to school season. But one chapter in particular, you talk about being stationery savvy. So what exactly do you mean? And you've mentioned stationery right now as well.
So the school will have sent back a list of what your children need. There are textbooks, there's pens and pencils and crayons and whatever else it is. And you need to make sure that your children start the first day of school with everything that's on the list. Yeah. Because the worst thing for a child is to be sitting in the classroom and the teacher says, pull out your dictionary, and they don't have one. Okay. So whatever it is, we need to be prepared. So look at that checklist, and of course you need to cover those books. And there are a number of bits of advice I've got for parents because I've been wrapping books for years. So one of the things I really love is this heavy duty plastic. It's not the stuff that is sold at the front of the shop. This is usually hidden at the back of a stationery shop. Ask for heavy duty plastic.
But you can feel this is
feel
pretty heavy duty, yeah.
So here is a dictionary that my son has been shoving in and out of a school bag for the last 4 years, and look at the pristine condition it is still in.
Wow.
Because it doesn't get dog-eared in the way that normal plastic does, and it doesn't get all those lines and it doesn't look worn. Things are still looking good at the end of the year.
I like that.
It's really worth doing, worth investing in. It's a little bit more expensive, but I absolutely recommend it.
It's also, I guess, a pride factor for any student having their books look amazing at the end of the year still.
If they look good, they actually want to work in them more. So that's important. But there's a whole lot of other stationery you should keep in a drawer at home so that you're not running to the shops every 5 minutes. And honestly, my children think I'm the stationery hero because there's always stuff in the cupboard. So I've got a couple of things here that are essentials. You need to have extra glue sticks. You need to have these plastic sleeves. They're useful for anything and everything. Have a pad of different coloured paper, because there's always going to be a little project or something they've got to do. So if you've got 5 different colours of paper, that's great. Have a box of envelopes, and I find these DL size envelopes really useful. And then these are those little Irish lined cue cards.
For those school talks or those speeches.
They're called record cards in the stationery shop. So go and buy yourself a pack of these. They'll last you the whole year. And what you do with the speech is you print it out on the computer on blank paper and you cut up each paragraph and you stick it on a different card. And keep elastic bands so that you can put elastic bands around those cards. The kids put them in their blazer pocket and they've got their speech.
They've got it.
So those are the kinds of things that are really useful. A big sticky tape dispenser. It actually doesn't cost much. I just bought one of those big heavy ones for 39 Rand. You'll have one for your children's whole school career. Much easier to wrap all those dozens of books every year if you've got a proper sticky tape dispenser.
Okay, well, if you follow those advice, I mean, you can definitely be stationery savvy. Just one more point before we carry on. Stash some cash. I mean, that's another chapter in the book as well. What do you mean by that?
So every year, the kids come back from the first day of school and they need 25 Rand for the TLC fund, the Tender Loving Care Fund. That's if a child in the class gets sick, the class mother will send a card or a gift or something. They might have cake and candy sales. Well, that's going to be another 25 Rand. They might need to go to the tuck shop. There might be a class fund for the class teacher's birthday. And it's little bits of money that they ask for, and we don't carry a lot of cash on us anymore. So make sure you've got cash in different denominations. Maybe leave it in the cubbyhole of your car. It's not a lot, maybe 100 Rand in change. But the thing is, your kids will often ask you for that before they go to bed at night. Or
before they get out the car.
As they're getting out of the car at school. So you've got to be prepared so you don't have to make a mad dash to the ATM, which is not safe for them in the middle of the night anyway. So it's just, once again, being prepared and your kids knowing that you're prepared.
Wow, so much to take in. We're going to continue on this topic just about being ready for the back-to-school season.